Why do people use a stick to tap on a dog while bite training? To understand the use of the stick, one must first understand the different schools of thought on the matter and how the dog views the helper, the one wearing the protective bite gear. There are typically two situations the stick is used in this manner: during service dog training and during bite training for a sport. You can learn to spot the difference between training for sport and training for law enforcement service by observing who wields the stick during the training session. If the helper, or both helper and handler, holds the stick, it is likely service dog training. If only the handler holds the stick, it is likely sport dog training. Sport dog bite training. The handler uses sticks to hit the dogs out of the need for correction. This often occurs during bark and hold exercises, which entail the dog barking and holding the helper in place. If the dog bites while the helper is standing still, the handler smacks the dog with the stick as a correction to let the dog know that it should not bite when the helper is standing still. The dog is taught to think of the helper as prey during sports training, and therefore thinks of the bark and hold exercises as a baiting game. If the dog barks enough, the helper will run, and the dog gives chase and bites the prey. Service dog bite training. In contrast, the helper uses sticks to hit the dogs, stressing them and testing their nerves. During service dog training, the dog is not taught to see the helper as prey. Instead, the dog sees the helper as a fighting partner. A fighting partner would need to be taken very seriously by the dog during real-life scenarios. Therefore, the dog does not view the bark and hold exercise as a baiting game. The fighting partner has an object that can cause the dog pain. Therefore, the dog will not sit near the helper as they often do in sports training. The dog would stand further back away from the helper and alert the handler they have located the danger. The debate between sport and service trainers. There is an ongoing debate between the two types of trainers. Sports trainers see the helper using the stick and view it as bad because they believe it signifies the dog being corrected by their prey, which should never happen. However, they believe this because they have a different perspective on how the dog views the helper. If the dog is trained to view the helper as prey, they would be correct. But because service dogs view the helpers as adversaries, the stick becomes a good thing because it signifies the danger posed by a suspect in a real-life scenario. Ultimately, the use of the stick is not abusive if used correctly. It is simply a training tool to correct a dog's behavior. It is no different than using a prong collar to correct a dog's pulling behavior when used correctly. Both are simply tools to help the dog learn what is expected of them. Whether you choose to train your dog for sport or protection, the Beacon Dog Academy can help you get started on the right foot. With our video training courses, you will have everything you need to get started. The first step in training a sport or protection dog is to build a bond between the trainer and the dog. With our course, you will learn how to build a bond with your dog and train them using positive reinforcement. You will also learn how important it is to understand your dog's body language and how to read their cues. So please like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Then head over to thebeacondog.com to get started.